New 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 new.
Coming soon.
Coming soon, this round display, because of Lunar New Year, we did not get this into the shop today. We got some photos. We have to get the demo photos and get these stocked. However, they're tested and ready. So there's a good chance that tomorrow they'll be in the store. This beautiful round display is IPS TFT, 240 by 240 pixels. It's round. It's got level shifting built in, so it can work with any microcontroller. It has EYESPI, has a microSD card.
Yeah.
Regulator. This is going to be the easiest round display.
In top secret, we have a video of it as we're doing our testing, so stay tuned for that.
Okay, so coming soon.
Okay.
So we'll shut off next week, but it'll probably be in the shop this week.
Hey, speaking of Ethernet.
This looks like Ethernet, but it's actually not.
It's not.
Ethernet. I know. Trick. Good
looks
trick.
just like it.
Look, this is actually RJ50. Had a couple people tell us like there's equipment that uses RJ50. This is a 10-pin.
Oh boy.
Connector, not 8-pin. I give like 18 warnings that this is not Ethernet. Yeah. But if you're doing RJ50, 10-pin contact stuff.
What do you use it for?
Like I said, like telephony and some telephone stuff, industrial equipment, some robotics. Yeah, it's like because you don't. I actually have a very firm policy that connectors should be unique. Like, do not.
Yeah. I
really think like don't use Ethernet connectors RJ45 for things that are not Ethernet.
I like it
because it could end in tragedy. This is based off of seeing a Burning Man project where somebody they wanted a microphone, like a 3-pin XLR microphone extension, and they used a IEC, like a power cable for it. And I'm just like, what are you doing? So anyways, RJ50, different than RJ45. Also, don't use power cables for things that are not power. It could end in tears.
Okay. Here we go. These are some of the ones that we were talking about in the beginning of the show from our background.
These are big nettings.
Yeah.
Very big. So the 1 meter, the 2 meter.
How big is it? Look to the right. That's a person standing.
That's a person. This is 1 meter by 4 meter, and we have 1 meter by 5 meter after this.
Yeah.
So these are really big, and you're like, there are a lot of LEDs. I think this one is 1,600 LEDs. It's 20 by 80. And the reason these are more expensive than just individual LEDs, and people are like, well, why can't I can buy LED pebbles for less. These are designed and organized for outdoor use. So I would not, and also you don't have to create the grid yourself. It's pre-set up. It's got mounting rings. It's got these wires that keep the whole thing stable. It's designed for if you want to use it outside. The 4 and 5 meter have also separate injection points for power and data. You can see the wire. We don't use it in this case. You don't have to. So if you wanted to inject power into a secondary middle of it, you give it 12 volts. It looks like a NeoPixel. I suggest using something like our Sparkle Motion board, which is designed for driving gigantic LED displays. Yeah. But this is like, we had this outside of our home all winter for holiday displays. Yeah. This is for like, I want a holiday display and I don't want to do a lot of work. I don't want to sit there and solder wires for a dozen hours.
Yeah, that's pretty great for us.
It's ready to go, and it's like, it's bright and it's amazing and it's easy to use, fantastic. And you can, of course, tile them. So if you want a bigger display, you just get multiple ones of these and you just stack them right next to each other, and then the rings hook onto each other very easily, and you can make, as big a display as you like.
Yeah, in the chat, someone said coolest badminton game in town. If you want to up your pickleball game, roll in with this, make a net out of this.
That would be kind of cool.
So you could taunt the opponents on the other side.
Speaking of gigantic netting, the biggest one we could get is 1 by 5 meters. So next year, remember I said like I was going to update? We're going to do a 5 by 5 meter display next year. It's huge. It's massive. And it's, like I said, it's so easy to use. It's going to be more expensive than DIYing your own, but you are not going to cry and be frustrated and hate your life because you're trying to craft a gigantic grid.
Is it chainable?
So here's the thing. I don't believe they're technically chainable, but don't do it. Because first off, you can't have the power continue on. Like, these are so massive. You really want to have power injected into each one. Second, the refresh rates you're going to get if you try to chain multiple of these is going to suck. You can basically do 1 by 5, and that's kind of maxes out. Like, if you do the math on how fast the NeoPixel protocol is at 800 kilohertz. Really don't go more than 5 meters. 5 meters, you're going to get maybe like 20 frames a second. It's okay, but it's like you're not going to get excellent refresh rate. In fact, you might even want to inject data halfway through because you want to get even better refresh rates. You should have each panel on its own output from an ESP32 or RP2350 or something, or TNC, something that can drive a huge number of pixels. So technically they're trainable. Don't do it.
Okay, and same as before, similar.
Rings, mounts, it's
yeah,
designed for outdoor use. Don't dunk it underwater.
So this is about twice the size as this one?
No, that's 1 by 4 meters. This is 1 by 5 meters.
Okay.
And they don't get any bigger.
Okay.
I asked, but 1 by 5 is huge. But like I said, you want something fast, instant for an outdoor netting display.
Yeah.
That doesn't block views. This is great.
This is cool. Alrighty, the star of the show tonight, besides you, Lady, our team, our customers, our community of people doing open source and more, is
dun dun, the PTFE version of the SHT45. We had a bunch of requests for this. When are you going to have the PTFE version of the SHT45? When? Where's my spy camera? Well, finally, the chips were released and available to purchase. So this is just like the SHT45, really high quality temperature and humidity sensor from Sensirion that we've had in the shop for a while. But you could say there's a tiny difference. In the middle, there's a little white dot. That white dot is a filter that is custom made that basically protects the humidity sensing cavity from particles and dampness and junk from getting in there, but it doesn't slow down the reaction rate of the sensor. So it's a little bit more expensive, but it will make your sensor last a lot longer. Now, it's still not, you can't put this thing outside. It's not weatherproofed, but for indoor use, it'll still last much longer, especially if there's any dirt or dust in the air.
And with that is new products for the week.
New.